Hello, welcome to section 11 notes. This video is going to come to you in two parts today because this is an updated version of the vocabulary and steps for using substitution. So last class we worked on graphing systems of equations and looking for when those equations would intersect, become one line, or be parallel. And so today we're working on the second method for solving systems of equations, which is solving using substitution. So as you can see in your green packet, we have some clarifications here. So when would you choose substitution? Ideally, by the end of this kind of subunit, you're going to choose between what method you want to use to solve. So first of all, if the equations are not ready to graph, if one variable, if the equations are both not like in standard form, or they just don't look like they're ready to graph in slope-intercept form, substitution would be a great option. Let's say you go ahead and graph them, and then the intersection is not an integer or on the corner. Substitution then could be a follow-up method to use. And ideally, one variable is solved for or already by itself. Whether it says x equals or y equals, one variable is by itself. And so here are the steps for substitution. Step one is you're going to take or plug in, substitute, the known value into the second equation. The new equation, when you plug it in, should all be all x's or all y's. And that is how you know that you plugged it in correctly. Step two is then to solve for that first variable, get it all the way down to x equals or y equals. Step three, you're going to take that answer and plug it back in to the first equation when the variable was by itself. It doesn't really matter which one you plug it into, but it's going to be easier if you take your first answer and plug it back into the equation where the variable was by itself. Step four, you should always check your solution and plug it into both equations. So just like when we were solving equations for one variable at the beginning of the year, we plugged it in to make sure we were right. You definitely want to do that here since it's a multi-step problem. So your answer or your solution is going to be an ordered pair x comma y, and we're going to plug that back in. All right, that concludes this first video. You'll continue then with the second video to see the next examples. I believe your second video is going to be examples 1 through 6, and then 7 and 8 would just be extra ones for you to practice.